Right.
And it's all starting to come up now.
It takes years, and some people are just impatient about that.
But I got a really good production team now, office
Good.
manager.
Good.
I was doing it all, and it was just, I still do a little more than I should.
Right.
And I'm looking for people, but I think I got it better.
Good
system
for
now.
you. I have to tell you, I always use the, because with the Women's Chamber as the executive director now, like I kind of oversee all the things. So we have the ambassador committee. I always tell them, it's like, John, I always tell them, you never go to the bathroom, the bar, or the buffet. And I go, those are the 3 things I do when I leave. And he's told me, no, yeah. So I use a lot of your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I miss doing that.
I think you have the personality for it, but
I'm actually moderating a disaster
Better not to be seen than to be
panel
seen.
in a
Okay.
couple of weeks. And I'm excited.
good for you.
Get me, you know
Get
what I mean?
back in front, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good morning. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And Precious, can we please have a roll call?
Yes. Cara Irwin Ferris.
Here.
John Carr.
Here.
Rafael Clemente. Marissa Laudas. Rosie Matos.
Here.
Richard Dunn. Glenn Groman. Brian Stenberg.
Here.
Rick Stopik. Gary Brown.
Here.
Ankor Patel.
Here.
Stephen Basor.
Here.
Denise William.
Here.
Serge DeHady. Selena Samios.
Present.
We have quorum.
Okay, thank you. If we can please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. For the staff, do we have proof of publication, please?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay, great. And do we have any postponements?
No.
And approval of the agenda, correct? So I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Oh, was it, who seconded it?
Denise Williams, I second.
I heard it, but. All right. Anyone, all those in favor? We'll start over. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you. We also have our minutes. We have a consideration of minutes. Did everybody have a chance to take a look at it?
I'll make a motion to approve the July 11th, 2025 minutes.
Okay, great, thank you. For a second?
I'll second it.
All right, thank you, Encore. Let's see, so those, it's been second. Anyone in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, motion passes, thank you. All right, so we're gonna go, I didn't see any comment cards from the public. The only comment that I do have for myself is welcome to see we have another few new members. At the end of the meeting here, there's a little spot on our agenda for you to give it says comments by the commissioners, so we'll give you an opportunity to, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and get going with that, all right? That's it from me today, so thank you so much. We're going to move on to the regular public hearing, and the first item on our agenda, we're going to hear from the staff on round 26A, county proposal for the text amendment, please.
Do we advance the slide? Okay, awesome. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Bob Hamilton. I'm the Director of Park Development for the county's Parks and Recreation Department. With me is Jennifer Cirillo, our Department Director, and Daniel Duenas, who's our Senior Planner. We're here this morning to discuss some proposed revisions to the recreation and open space element, what we call the roads, which is within the county's comprehensive plan. So a little background on the rows, right? So the element is not mandatory, per Florida statutes, right? But it's highly encouraged, for establishing goals, objectives, things of that nature, to provide adequate park facilities, recreational facilities, and open spaces for the public. Our ROSE was originally adopted in 1989. There's been a total of 11 revisions since then. We haven't revised it since 2012, and the reason for that is twofold. One was because we hadn't really adopted a master plan, which I'll get into in a little bit, and really the ROSE, from a level of service standpoint, everything was kind of held true, and we really didn't have any new policies and objectives that we were moving forward with as a department. So that was one of the reasons why we haven't updated it since 2012. Given the approval of the department's master plan earlier this year, we felt the need to ensure that the master plan aligned, or the ROSE aligned with the master plan, and so that's why we're here today, to be able to discuss some of these updates with you. So there's really 7 key updates to the ROSE that I'll go through. Really, the first one, minor narrative changes to the introduction and administrative element to really better reflect current conditions. That the narrative back from 2012 reflected some, policies and things that are just no longer in place. We modified the definitions of our county, of our park types, right? So we have neighborhood, community, and then the 3 key ones for the ROSE is beach, district, and regional parks. We wanted to narrow those down a little bit more, just to kind of reflect truly, the size of the parks, as well as, the use of the parks, and, where they're pulling from a service area. With the development of our master plan, we felt it was necessary to include a policy really for the long-term maintenance of the plan. So not only, was created and is adopted in early 2025, we expect to develop another master plan in 2035. So every 10 years, we're going to move forward with a new master plan. And, we also wanted to include a policy to seek additional funding sources, but primarily with the creation of a Parks Foundation, which is now currently in place. So we're excited about that. It gives us another way to be able to help fund some projects that are we just couldn't fund through other mechanisms. So there really are 2 key policies, which I think of the 7 that I'm going to discuss with you today. Really, the first one is the level of service standard. Originally, in the current ROSE, the planning horizons is 2011 and 2030, right? We're nearing that 2030 horizon, and we wanted to be able to better reflect, level of service, which is developed acres and total park acres per 1,000 residents. So now our planning horizon is going to be 2025, 2035, and 2045. Separate county, the county provided, there's also an issue that we had with local level parks, right? So we provide neighborhood and community parks. Neighborhood parks tend to be less than 1 acre in size. Community parks generally tend to be between 2 to 10 acres in size. But they are, constructed and operated by Parks and Recreation Department. There's also a stipulation in the Unified Land Development Code for these parks for private neighborhood and community parks. So we just wanted to be able to split those out, make it a little bit easier with our subsequent update to the ULDC, hopefully later this year. So we just wanted to be able to split those 2 out because they were intertwined in the current current iteration of the ROSE. We also have 2 additional policies that I want to talk to you about. One is the formalize internal kind of our department's goal of encouraging green infrastructure, right? So we're already kind of working on that. We wanted to formalize that in the ROSE to make sure it's in there to guide future development of parks in the future. And then we also revised the map series just to bring it up to date with our current parks. The names kind of have changed. A number of them have changed recently. So really just getting that up to speed. For again, that map was dated back to 2012. So we wanted to make sure that it was up to date. And that's it. That concludes my presentation. I don't know if you have any specific questions. Happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? Go straight down the line this way. Rosie?
No questions.
Anchor?
I have a couple of questions for staff. First, is there any reason why we're mentioning this whole history in text? So you guys talk about the 1987 bond, the 1996 bond, the whatever. Is there a mandate that you have to write everything down?
It's not a mandate. I think it's put in there for historical context to be able to say, hey, these were some of our past funding sources that we used to be able to develop parks in the park system. We haven't passed a bond since 2006, a recreation bond. So we wanted to be able to just have that in place to say, hey, historically, this is how we funded our park development.
No, I understand that, but then the paragraph afterwards, you're actually describing one specific bond and what you've done with it.
Right.
But then you're not doing that with that whole list. So it's kind of, if you're going to do it, then be consistent and describe what you've done with all the, with all the bonds, or just don't put it in there. You're kind of defining what you're doing regardless.
Sure. No, I understand.
The other question I had was, so you've added the Vision Zero Advisory Committee. Was there a reason for that?
I think it was just to update it with the current advisory committees that our department works with.
Okay. What advantage does that provide to add them into this?
I think what we wanted to do is just ensure that those are added in there to be able to show, hey, we're working with different agencies, we're working with different groups out there to really move forward with kind of our goals and policies set forth in the ROSE.
Okay. All right, I'm good with my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Denise?
No question.
Selena?
Thank you. Just for clarification purposes, because it hasn't been updated in the last 13 years. So this is just text amendment to make sure that we're on par with everything else going through. And then is it every 10 years then going forward, just to revise it and make sure?
I think with the master plan, we'll certainly do that every 10 years. But my hope is we'll probably be back a little bit sooner. There are, especially when it comes to the minor things like, simple park name changes, things of that nature, updating the map series. So we'll probably be back maybe every couple of years or so is my goal.
And if I could add just for some other context related to planning. So we do have requirements in Florida statutes that we do what's called an evaluation and appraisal report. So every 7 years, we're required to analyze the comprehensive plan for changes to changes in local conditions or changes in statutes. So at a minimum, we look at these elements every 7 years for any updates.
And great, thank you. Serge, any questions?
I don't have a mic.
Use that one there.
No questions.
Thank you. Stephen, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
All right, Gary?
No questions.
All right, going right down the line, Kara?
Just that if the county was a person, parks are the heart. I just loved reading through your, what's going on in the county and all the different parks. The only thing that I wanted to kind of ask was, you're changing a definition, and in part of that you're talking about not everyone meets these acreage requirements, but there are other issues or other defining characteristics where you can say maybe you don't meet the definition of the acreage, but you meet this, this, and this.
Right.
But when you look at the actual definition, you use the term and so just the idea that you may want to look at that in regards to, because a lot of times people will kind of quibble with you about the words and say, well, it has to be both because it says and as opposed to maybe and or.
Sure.
So that you can actually be a little more flexible, which you're trying to do, it looks like, with that definition of how you define different parks. But otherwise, just great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation this morning. I was interested in the Parks Foundation of Palm Beach County, and you mentioned that it is now active. Who serves on the board for that?
Jennifer Sorrell will be able to help you with that. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. I don't.
Bob doesn't interface much with our foundation. Good morning, board. Thank you for that question. So it formed late last year. They've been working actually on their 501c3 for about 2 years now. The president is a gentleman named John Gorski. He moved to Palm Beach County specifically for the water ski lakes at Okeechobee Park. He tried to give us money to build a dock in the park, and it was not easy to do. And he figured that out. So they actually have the Gorski Family Foundation, which is pledged to match the first $350,000 they raise, which is a great start out of the gate. We also have several other members. Amy Kemp is representing FPL, who's on our board as well. We have a gentleman who's former Microsoft, Bill Dellinger is his name. They are recruiting now. Jorge Pesquera is former TDC director who has now applied to join our board. Gosh, I'm having to remember all of them off the top of my head. Tony LaFaso, who many of you might know, is involved with many local nonprofits and supports Arts for All and is a Rotary member, longtime Rotary member. So we have many other, who am I forgetting? Oh, Ricky Wade, who's a McDonald's franchisee, is on the board as well. So they meet monthly. They've taken a little hiatus for summer. And especially John goes back up to Ohio to water ski in the summers in Ohio. They've pledged to fund 2 projects. Their goal was to raise $50,000 for the first year, and they did that in less than a year. And we're really looking at them not to fund our long-range capital program. That is still a function of our public budget, but really to do those things to make our parks more accessible. Art in public places, our parks don't have a lot of it, honestly, locally. And you say that that parks are the heart of our community. They don't really reflect our community very well, and we'd like to do better in that, and that's in our master plan. So the 2 projects they picked out of the gate were beach access mats for wheelchairs and strollers. They're funding $23,000 worth of beach access mats for our community. And then the second project they're considering is AED machines to get more safety in our park system. We do have some, and when we have facilities, the AEDs are inside, but the public doesn't know where to find them. So particularly at our active pickleball courts, basketball courts, things like that, we want to make sure that we have AEDs accessible, and the foundation has taken that on. We keep pitching shade because that's the number one thing. Shade is not very, tug at your heart or anything like that, but it's very much needed. And we're also looking forward to doing additional, projects with them. So basically how it's going to work is each October, when the start of our new fiscal year comes, we do kind of like a Shark Tank. We go in front of them and say, here are our needs, here's your menu, and we're totally separate. So they choose what they fund. But we're really excited about it. We have some good people involved. Oh, Jessica Cicera, I forgot to mention her, former Nonprofits First. She's also on the board. They're getting up and running. Their goal for the second year is $100,000, but I have no doubt that they'll make that work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, I'll enter.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sure. On page 9, under parks to be deleted, you mentioned under D17, the Palm Beach Gardens.
Rosie, we can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so page 9, parks to be deleted. You mentioned D17 Palm Beach Garden District, and you said that it's deleted because it's no longer maintained by Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation Department. What does that mean? Does that mean that it will become part of the ULDC? Or no?
So
Okay.
this was an interesting. So the county owns the land. We entered into a lease agreement with the city of Palm Beach Gardens, who actually developed and currently operated. So it's not technically part of our managed park system that we highlight in the rows. It is a county-owned property. We do work with them. Anytime they do an improvement, it requires our approval. But it really isn't a part of our complement because we don't manage the park any longer, right? Or that property any longer. It's really managed by the city of Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay, so then in that case, these parks that will be deleted, how will people know that they exist? I mean, they will have to find them somewhere else, but not in this map, correct?
Correct. Right. Yeah, we lease out, I think there's a total of 11 properties right now through different municipalities where the county owns the property, but we've leased it to the municipality and it isn't reflected on that map series. So,
Okay.
so yeah, they're municipally managed.
If I could add to.
Yep.
So I just wanted to add, of our 39 municipalities, about 20 of them have their own parks and recreation departments. Some are one person that does special events. Others have parks that they manage as part of their park system. So it is really a layered public national parks, state parks, wildlife refuges, and county, and then municipal park system. So that becomes part of Palm Beach Gardens inventory. The public knows about it because they they advertise it, publicly, but it's open to all county residents. And in our lease agreement with all of these entities, that we have others with City of Delray Beach and others, that the county technically owns the property. But again, if the public benefits, we don't really care who operates it as long as the public benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
So has there been any ideas or thoughts about maybe creating a more comprehensive map in the future where it incorporates all the parks, even though they are not managed by the county? Is that something that you guys are thinking in the master plan for the
As
future?
part of the master plan, I think it is referenced in there. There's a total of 313 municipal parks in the county, so the map would get a little bit busy. I think the focus really for the rows is county managed, but yeah, for sure, we do have the capability to do that. I don't necessarily know if we want to put that in the rows or not, just because again, for twofold. One, we have really very limited. The Rose doesn't really govern those parks per se, but also that it would be a very difficult map to read, to be honest with you, with a number of parks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ankar.
Just following up with her, when you lease these properties, the statement you made is that it's still open to Palm Beach County residents, right?
Correct.
However, the municipalities determine what they're charging, and they typically charge more for non-municipal residents.
So in these leases, they cannot do that. They have to charge everyone the same. The only exception is North County District Park can charge 20% more. They cannot charge more than 20% more. And the reason they can do that is it goes back into maintenance of the park, because those unincorporated residents aren't paying any city kind of taxes, so 20% allows them to maintain the park. So we have very specific terms in those leases. Patch Reef Park is another good example. The city of Boca approaches me from time to time wanting to buy out of that so that they can charge resident, non-resident rates, and we do not allow that. We want to keep that in place so that everyone is treated the same.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. If no other questions, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll do a motion to approve based on staff's recommendations.
Second.
I would second that motion.
You got it, Precious? All right, we had
Surge.
Anchor.
I'll second that.
You got it? Okay. Surge. All right. Any further discussion? If not, we'll take it to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Appreciate
you.
the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, going on to the next item on the agenda is the Nova Life RV Park privately proposed. We have a presentation by the applicant, correct?
Good morning. I'm Kevin McGinley. I don't have any slides to show. I'm going to be very brief. It's a pretty straightforward request. It seems to be Recreation Day here at the Planning Commission, and I'll continue that segue. This is a privately initiated comprehensive plan amendment to take this piece of property, this 15 acres that's on the rim canal of Lake Okeechobee.
Would you mind speaking into the microphone? Some of the members, commission members can't hear you.
Yep.
Thank you.
If you can make this thing extension a little bit higher. I'll lean over then. Can you hear me now?
Thank you.
The rim canal, we're adjacent to Reardon Park, which also has access to the trails on Lake Okeechobee, access to Lake Okeechobee through a not very good boat ramp there at Reardon Park, but you can get skiffs in and things along those lines. This is a national company. They went in their searches for a Palm Beach County site, and then we initiated the comp plan amendment to go from high-density residential, which, when you look at the location, maybe that's not the best place for high-density residential in Palm Beach County, but certainly for RV recreational. This will be seasonal, so that you'll have many more tenants showing up in the cooler weather, wintertime, than in the dog days of summer. We have adequate facilities to serve the park. The They have a design team. Again, they're a national firm. They know what they're doing, except when it came down to local governments. So that's why I'm here today, and I'll answer any questions that you have of the proposed change from high-density residential land use to include the commercial recreation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to start down there with Brian. Brian, you have any questions for the... Oh, I'm sorry, staff? I did that again. I think I did that last month, too.
All yours.
You ready?
Sarah Bishop will be presenting this for staff.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Sarah Bishop with the Planning Division. I'm going to be presenting on behalf of Doreen Belosa today, who's out, for Nova Life RV Park large-scale amendment. Before I go into detail, I have some background on the commercial recreation future land use. The CR FLU was established in the 1989 plan to accommodate a need for both public and private commercial recreation uses, which are generally large in scale and can serve the demand of both local and tourist populations. Sites with existing recreational uses were assigned the CR FLU at the adoption of the plan. Current policy allows the county to assign CR to appropriate locations through the amendment process. CR FLUs can be seen throughout the county, including the South Florida Fairgrounds, Lion Country Safari, RV parks, and golf courses. Future land use amendment requests for commercial recreation are not seen often. However, the BCC recently adopted an amendment to CR for an RV park in the agricultural reserve tier known as West Delray RV Resort. The subject site is 14.99 acres and is in the Glades Urban Suburban tier. It is located on the west side of State Road 715, approximately 1.29 miles north of Hooker Highway. And the applicant is proposing to change the future land use from high residential 8 units per acre to commercial recreation with underlying 8 units per acre. The applicant intends on submitting a zoning application following adoption of the FLUA change to request a rezoning from the agricultural residential to commercial recreation. And the number of allowable sites per acre is regulated in the ULDC. If the applicant requests the CRE zoning district, the site could have a maximum of 89 RV sites or 6 sites per acre. This is an overview of the future land uses in the area. The site is outlined in red and is currently vacant. To the north in yellow is the state-owned, county-operated Paul Varden Park with a park future land use designation. On the east, there are agricultural uses with institutional future land use, shown in blue, and agricultural production, shown in green. On the south side, in orange, are sites with HR 8 future land use, including a vacant parcel, the Arc of Glades School, and Breeze Mobile Home Park. The applicant has provided adequate justification that the campground will provide a complementary use adjacent to several recreational sites, including Lake Okeechobee, state-designated hiking trails, and Paul Varden Park. Additionally, this proposed amendment is consistent with all applicable policies within the comprehensive plan. In order to ensure compatibility, staff is recommending a condition of approval, limiting the site to recreational vehicle spaces, campsites, accessory, and other dwelling units and other uses allowed within the CR FLU. In order to meet the long-range traffic standards in Policy 3.5D, there will be a condition limiting the maximum number of trips, and the applicant is in agreement with all conditions of approval. Staff is recommending approval with conditions, and the motion is to approve with conditions, and that concludes my presentation.
Great, thank you. Now I'll start with Brian. Any questions, Brian?
No questions here. Thank you.
All right, Kara?
I guess I just have a question about the facilities that are provided on these type of commercial. They probably will have existing restrooms on site with showers and things like that, depending on what kind of recreation, amenities you have in your own facilities. As far as it talked about the sewer being available, are they going to connect? Are they going to do they have any alternative to that?
No, as far as the sewer is concerned, they need to connect.
Yes. Okay.
Because there's going to be waste to dispose of. The amenities are your typical clubhouse or the general store to buy certain provisions. showers, wash down areas, things like that. No swimming pool or anything like that established. As I said in my original presentation, I think this is going to be seasonal, so that you're going to have very few people staying there in the summertime, especially during hurricane season and things along those lines. But if they are, they just get and start up the RV and drive away. I don't know if any of you have been out to the South Florida Fair and seen the RV shows out there. My goodness. I mean, the things that they are making now, and that's what this group caters to. The people who come and they're going to different trips. Maybe they're going down to the Keys, but they're stopping here for a couple of days, and they're moving on. That's their market, and some of these are beautiful things.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Gary?
No comment.
Stephen?
Only question I would have would be when would the pending approval, what is the timeline for the opening of the site, or has one been established?
Well, we're probably we're not only just at the infancy of our approval process, but we're at the point where it's a lot easier to get through the requirements to get through for a flu amendment. I've got to go through zoning after this. And since nobody here is from zoning, I can tell you that. Oh, we are. Well,
you're always here.
You can be bogged down in the zoning process for quite a while. So we're probably a couple years out.
Okay. It looks like a very exciting project. Just being from the area, I'm very familiar with the site, and just more opportunities for people to utilize the lake, and also. Being from Michigan originally, I know how important it is for people to move south during the winter with their RVs. So I think it would be really good for the Glades area. No other questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Serge?
No questions.
Selena?
Thank you. So do you have a private management company that then will maintain the property?
Yes, it's
okay.
The Nova Life is the name of this, the LLC. It's a contract purchaser. Once they do, they have their whole system. They basically have the development, the approval, the entitlements, then the development. They'll have their own engineers that work nationally for them, coming and do it, and then their management company. So the management company is not involved.
Okay, and just more for the fact of for cleanup.
Yes.
Restoration, things like that, especially if it is high turnover or what they're looking to
Correct.
do.
Right.
My other question is when you mentioned the RVs at the fair when they do their park, it's very different than the pull behind. So how many do you anticipate that will have be there at one particular time?
Well, we have, I believe it's 89 spaces.
Okay.
Again, seasonally.
Right.
Most of these will be the drivables, not pulling along.
Okay.
That's the trend nationally, and they would expect something like that to occur.
Okay.
But it's a choice. Some of those, trailers or fifth wheels or whatever they call them. I mean, they're nice too. They're decked
Right.
out, and some are refurbished, and people hold on to them forever. So there'll be a mix of both.
And the reason why I ask is because the Sports Commission had made a presentation a while back saying that they wanted to do more things on the lake, and one of them was a fishing tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is there, because if you're looking for seasonal, is there an opportunity where the entire space could be leased for a particular event? Or would it always be open to the public, and then therefore they would just have to coordinate if they were to do something like that?
I'm afraid I can't answer that. I don't know what their policies are for renting it out like a venue like that, rather than taking people who make reservations 6 or 8 months in advance. I know Clewiston and the other fishing spots around the lake have their own, and they'll have tournaments out there. Belglade as well. But I think we'd be more in support of it rather than the focus of it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Denise?
No question. She asked one of my questions.
Okay.
Ankar?
No questions. I think it's a fantastic idea what you're doing. RV parks historically that were on the east side of the county have, because of property values and development, have been, in a sense, disappeared. So there is a dire need for that. So I'm very happy that you guys are taking the initiative and trying to do something, because west is probably where we have more space to do the stuff like this anyway. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rosie?
No questions, but I also agree that it is a great, great idea.
In all fairness, I didn't come up with it.
All right, thank you. The only thing I was looking for, is there going to be an area for tents?
Yes, we
There
also
will
have
be.
camping. There's a mix of those that's allowed by the ULDC, and there won't be many tent areas. It's primarily RV, but there will be some. Sometimes you travel with your children, and you don't necessarily want them in the RV if they're that age, and you pitch a tent next door, and they live on their own in the wilderness, so to speak.
Python hunting season.
That's right. Then the same standards would be for up to no longer than 30 consecutive days there, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Other questions?
No further questions. Yep, Gary?
Yeah, by the way, I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
I don't know much about it, but what you said sounds kind of exciting. I guess my question is, so let's just look at the positive aspect. This is a great success, and now you have people on a waiting list to get in there. Is there room if you needed to expand a little bit more? Is that a possibility? I don't know how, if this is like a finite thing, or is this something possibly?
Well, if I can refer you to that map,
Yeah, right there.
we have a park to the south. We have farmland we're not going to encroach upon to our east, but there's a whole lot of vacant HR to the south of us. I can't say that we have any intentions for it right now, but there may be in the future for expansion.
Question. You personally, I know your level of involvement. You've done. I assume this is not your first rodeo.
Not my first rodeo, but it is my first RV
Okay.
park.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
You bet.
All right, seeing no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
So we want to approve or put the motion for,
Yeah, the motion to approve the Nova Life RV Park. Is that correct?
with conditions?
With conditions.
Okay. All right, is that good?
Denise Williams, second.
Yes. Okay.
Denise Williams, second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call it to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Me. Aye. Oh, well, nay. Right.
Aye. Oh, okay, so we have motion passes with one nay. How about that? Is that okay? All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate your presentation.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations. All right. Moving along to comments, updates, and comments from commission members, and I'll start down to the right. Rosie, do you have anything for
No
us?
updates.
Anchor?
No updates, but I do want to welcome all the new members. I missed one meeting, and I think half the board has changed. So I definitely would love to hear them talk a little bit about themselves and make sure that John doesn't break my record, although I think he's already passed that.
I did. Yeah.
So, but welcome to the new members, and we're very excited to get all the input and the different ideas that you'll be doing and on this. I think the one thing, though, I do want to put out there is, I know we all get into the details and the zonings and stuff like that, but there's going to be times when we have larger meetings and people, and it'd be nicer if we could concentrate on what we're really here, which is as a planning commission, and we can't get into the nitty gritty of every single project and questions. So that's at least just my thought. But thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Denise Williams. I'm one of the newbies. Born and raised here. Local business owner, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to serve. Thank you.
And which district are you representing?
Oh, I'm in a district, Bobby Powell's district.
Bobby Powell.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
No comments, but welcome to everybody.
Great. Thank you. Serge?
Welcome to all the new members. I think the only new member is a young lady here, and welcome and nice to meet you.
Stephen?
Well, I'm fairly new. There may be some of you that didn't meet me back in May. I was absent for the July meeting. But Stephen Basor, live in Wellington, work in Belglade, work with a fourth generation family farm. We're lettuce growers, and I also sit on the chair of the Palm Beach County, or sit on the board of the Palm Beach County Food Bank, and current chair of the Palm Beach County Ag Enhancement Council. So very honored to be a member of the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gary Brown. I'm also a newbie. This is my second meeting, so I'm still trying to get my, I guess, commission legs. It's an interesting learning process. I retired a few years ago from Broward County School Board as a technology administrator. I do real estate part-time, and I also serve on the South County Sheriff's Advisory. I'm the president of my HOA. So my wife says to me, "You're more busy than when you worked." And so that's what retired guys do. So nice to be on board.
Thank you. Kara?
Introduce myself again?
Sure, why not? Anchor's Mr. Cutler.
Yes. My name is Kara Ferris. I'm a North County representative, and I'm a planner. I've been a local planner for the past over 20 years.
Ankur, I share your sentiment. I show up for a meeting and I missed the last one, and everybody changes. Nothing stays the same. I want to thank staff, as always, for your diligence and your work and the support that you provide to the county, and you represent well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Executive Director. No comments, I'm assuming. That's perfect. We'll go right to our county attorney.
No comments.
Perfect. Thank you. And then our planning director. Anything? What's happening next month?
Yeah. Well, of course, exciting things, but I wanted to remind everyone also, we have the county-wide transportation master plan project that's going on right now. I know Mr. Brown has been in several meetings. They have public meetings. We are halfway through, so there's 4 more meetings starting on Wednesday the 17th and Thursday the 18th. So there's a day meeting and a nighttime meeting. If you can't catch the day meetings, the last meeting is here, and it's countywide. So it was supposedly created by the consultant WSP to have maximum engagement. It's the same content for all the meetings. If you can't make it to these meetings, there's also a survey that you can participate in. I just want to announce there's a website we're drawing everyone to. It has the meeting dates. It's going to have procedures and things like that for the upcoming meetings, as well as there's a survey. It's really important that I announce that there's a survey you can participate in, and if you go on the website, it's www.pbcmoves.com, and if you go to your right-hand side, it says contact. That's where you'll find the survey, and you can also provide input throughout the process. So the survey will be up 30 days after the last meeting, which is October 18th. So please have your friends, neighbors, anyone can participate in this to give the consultant the basic data they need to go into the next step to analyze the data. They will be working through a steering committee consisting of 39 municipalities, transportation expert, business experts, in guiding this plan to go before another group, which is our multi-jurisdictional issues forum executive committee called MICFEC. And then they'll go out to also public comments when they do their findings. And ultimately, we hope that all this inclusive participation will have the necessary information for the board to approve the plan. We have said repeatedly, and you've seen in the news, this is the first of its kind for Palm Beach County because it involves all 39 municipalities. Everybody has home rule, but they all have decided they're going to work together to have this framework. So this doesn't include any funding, any financial commitment. It's just a plan for all the participants to come up with. Then once this is done, the various different electeds as well as the public will weigh in on how to fund this. So I hope you guys will participate. I'll be there at all the meetings, and thank you and welcome to everyone.
Great.
I can speak
Thank
really
you.
quick on the items for next month.
Sure,
We anticipate
please.
about 2 to 3 items for October. It'll be a lighter-ish agenda, but we will have our annual reorganization meeting. So at that meeting, you all will be selecting the new chair and vice chair.
All right. Great. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right. We are adjourned. Thank you.